Hello. Today I'm going to be walking you through my Unity level design. Um, Little backstory on my character. My character is a student at Evergreen Academy, and they wake up in math class and discover that everybody's gone, their wallet is empty, and the school has come alive. So all of the school supplies are trying to attack them. Um, and make it so that they can't leave and they study forever. Um, so this is my overall level design. The student does, like I said, spawn in the math classroom. Apologies in advance. I am not a keyboard player. I am a controller player. So if my movement is a bit awkward, that is why. Um, so this is where the character spawns, this math classroom. I spent a lot of time on the whiteboxing part of this assignment. Um, the rooms were like humongous, so I decided to look up on the internet like the average size of a classroom, and it said 7 to 9 meters. So I made all of my classrooms according to that, and then when I finally imported the character, I realized that the rooms were way too small and the character wouldn't even fit through my doors. So I spent pretty much all of yesterday and today resizing all my rooms and stuff like that. And I feel like the size of them is decent. Like they're not too big to where I have to throw a whole bunch of assets in it. And they're not so small that like the player feels like an elephant in the room. So again, as I stated, this is the math classroom. I'm going to show you my character setup. Give me a second where I find where that is. Oh, wait. Okay. Player. This is my player. Um, I did change the look script sensitivity to 3. I believe it was originally at 2. I felt like 3 was, it fit the game a bit more. And then for the move, I changed it for the speed to 3 and the sprint speed to 7. I didn't want the character to be moved too quickly because I feel like, especially once you get into the later rooms, if you move a bit too quickly, the game is a bit too easy. So I adjusted it accordingly. And then I believe I also changed the jump script. As you can see here, I changed the jump force to 3. And I kept the jump count to 1 and the gravity at negative 0.5. I felt like that worked really well for my space. So I'm going to be honest, I am not done with the hazards. I'm not 100% satisfied with them, but I'm trying to get in the habit of turning stuff in, regardless of if I'm finished and happy with it, so that I don't have a whole bunch of zeros. But if this will load, I will show you my game. Woo! Okay, so as I stated, the player will spawn in the classroom by themselves. I have not figured out or got to the point to where the pickups will disappear. So as of right now, the player just kind of walks through them. This is the ruler hazard that I detailed in my design plan. The player would have to jump over it in order to not take any damage. And I believe my jump is like the perfect jump because it like quite literally perfectly jumps to the opposite side of the ruler. This right here, these are going to be the chalk balls. This took a while to figure out. I did use the, as you can see here, I used the bounce projectiles, and I increased the size of the ball so that the, because they're supposed to be giant, like I said in my design plan, but also when I had them at the original size, they would jump too high and like go out of the room, or they would go into the hallway. And I feel like the way that I have it set up now is kind of what I want it to do. I do think they should be like a little bit faster. Like I don't want them to be so fast that the character can't get through, but I also don't want it to be so easy to where it's like, let me just take my time and get through these. But I changed the speed to 3. Wait, no, this is the wrong. Sorry. 1 second. Okay. Yes, this. I changed the speed to 10 and I changed the life to 200 because I didn't want the balls to disappear quickly. I wanted them to kind of stay in the room. And I felt like this was it worked. So I kept it that way. What else did I change? That's pretty much it. Yeah. So I made it so that the balls were close to the ground. So instead of like bouncing off, they have like this rolling effect. Again, I'm probably going to change this again because I'm not quite satisfied with it. This is the first hallway. This hallway connects to the science lab. This is the science lab. I intentionally made this room pretty long because on both sides of the walls are going to be projectiles where like the science beakers are thrown out at the character. And they kind of have to time it correctly so that they don't get hit by the beakers because the beakers are going to kind of shoot out of the walls every couple of seconds. And then there's going to be like chemical splashes on the ground that they'll have to jump over. And then this is the next hallway. This hallway leads to the art studio. In this room, there will be the what are they called? Easels. There'll be easels in this room and paint buckets. I'm not 100% sure if this is something that is able to be done, but I would like for like if they bump into like the easel or the paint buckets, like the paint buckets will spill and it will like cause them to slip and fall, aka giving them damage. Again, I haven't gotten that far into the game, but that is the plan. Then this is the hallway. This hallway is kind of long. I will probably change this. Because I am not like I like the look of it and the feel of it, but I do think it is a bit long. Probably forgot to mention this, but the hallways are supposed to have pickups in them or health pickups in them, so that before the character gets to the next room, they can recharge and so they won't die. This is going to be the library. I made this room huge on purpose. There's going to be bookshelves on either side of the wall, and there's going to be giant tables and chairs in the middle. And the books are going to kind of fall off the bookshelves and possibly hit the character if they're not paying attention and they don't dodge them correctly. I know that we're not supposed to be able to exit the level, so I didn't put a hole here, but at the end of this library will be the quote-unquote exit, and that will signal the end of the game, so that the character, that's like, yeah, that's the ultimate goal, to get to the exit. You're trying to leave the school so you can go home. The coins are are important to pick up so that you have the money to get a ride home, and that's pretty much it. I hope I explained everything I needed to do. I know I didn't complete all parts of the assignment, but like I said, I was just trying to turn something in because I almost didn't turn this in. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.